Well guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Welcome to Hartung Family Farms, and today do I have a treat for you guys. Just you wait, we're heading up to the farm today to set up some new equipment. You guys might be knowing what it is already based on the last video I teased, but we'll get to that in a second. But first, I am going to swing back to my farm. We're gonna go take a look at some things. So I have three areas I want to point out on my farm that we need to basically talk about. One, back where we just drove past, you might have noticed some ruts and some dirt and stuff hanging out there. This field actually got limed already. Oh man, this waterway. So what that means was our pH level, which is our acidity in our soil, was very, very low. I believe the lower you go, the more acidic you are. I think, I'm not sure. But anyway, you do not want your fields to be that low. And my goodness, I need to get a dozer in here. Jeez. Yeah, I'm getting a pretty bad wash in through here. I need to get this kind of cleaned out. But anyway, a real bad wash. Jeez. So in order to help fix that, you actually need to apply lime. So lime is an inherently basic, essentially mineral, and what it'll do is it will raise this pH level of your soil. So basically, you know, if your soil is at a 5 pH, you put some lime on there after a couple of years and it gets incorporated into the soil, you're gonna be looking at, you know, pH levels closer to that 6 or 7. You wanna be between 6 or 7. If you aren't, you're basically wasting money with fertilizer, because it's just going to be, your soil's not as effective when you have poor pH. So I did get lime applied before I knew that the surprise was coming, but that's all right. But the second thing that I'm up here for is I want to do some tree cleaning when I am in the back here. So I am driving my off-wheel, full-wheel drive passenger commuter, taking that off-roading back here, and I'm just looking at the property line here. There's a couple trees that I might want to get kind of thinned up and taken care of while I'm over here. So you can kind of see my property line is right there, but I've lost probably, I don't know. Oh, I've lost probably, you know, 2 rows of corn or so, just due to trees and grasses and stuff. So I am definitely going to come with the skid loader and puller and try to get as much of these trees out of here as possible. So I'll grab these, get them all yanked out of here and cleaned up. But you can kind of see that lime that was spread, this stuff right here. So that's perfect. That's what I wanted. But get this worked in at some point. But yeah, I definitely need to go ahead and thin up some of these trees. It is not good. Not good at all. Because I want to maximize every acre that I got. I'm trying to pay off this farm, and to do that I need to basically maximize as much as I can. So I'm going to be pulling these trees and trying to move the field up to the property line as much as possible. Let's drive down there to the bottom. Yeah, this tree right here is gonna be the biggest issue that I see. I have to take a chainsaw to kind of help thin out all these branches. Definitely gonna try and scooch over as much as I can. And then the last thing I want to look at while I'm up here is, oh, I just killed my car. Nice. Apparently when you're rolling backwards, you can't have it and drive. Who would have thought? So last thing, like I said, I want to look at is a washout that I have a pretty bad washout coming along the highway that I noticed. Need to get that fixed. Let's go take a look at that. Yeah, need to get this fixed. That is for sure. Wow, how does this happen? The road's right through the ditch. This just happened not too long ago. So I don't know, I might have to just put some, for sure I'm gonna have to put some concrete right in here and then backfill it with some dirt. But I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. I gotta ask Patrick on that, because I lost a lot of soil right into the ditch, and when it goes into the ditch, it's just closer to going to the water table. And I don't want to lose my soil. I just bought this. Got the 340 out off the grain cart for the first time in 6 months, and we are going to go ahead and look that thing over, service it, and I'm going to hook it on to our surprise. which you guys know it by now. It's a Salford Magnaspread, a Salford dry fertilizer spreader. Let's go take it out. Just up under here, greasing the 340 right now. It's just all the steering and suspension components. Top and bottom of the knuckle, tie rod. So here it is, guys. We are working on getting our Salford BBI Magnaspread Plus hooked up to our tractor. It's gonna go on the 340 Magnum. It's because it's mainly got bigger tires. This is a self-contained unit, so it uses a PTO to drive everything. And it looks like Pat just showed up. So it's got a PTO system that drives the pump here, and that's actually what turns the spreader, the spinners, and the belt conveyor. So I'll explain a little bit more about what that means in a second, but yeah, I'm pretty excited to use this. First time ever using a fertilizer spreader. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna switch out the hitch. So this is a different one for a bigger tractor. We're gonna take that off. Obviously this is for a bigger tractor. Put this more one for a Cat 4, which is what we have on. So we'll switch that out and then hook the tractor up. You'll need a pressing wrench on that end. I just got everything just kind of greased, put a couple extra pumps in all of the bearings and everything. This thing looks pretty sweet. Nathan's switching over the PTO because we have a small 1000 over here. We got a big 1000 over there. Hello. So as I was saying before my wife interrupted me, you basically have two sizes of 1000 PTO. You can tell it's 1000 because it's got all these tiny splines. The small one has an inch diameter, the larger one has an 1.5 inches. Just basically you have large PTOs for stuff that has high loads like grain carts or potato harvesters or whatnot. Small ones for stuff that has smaller loads that you want cheaper. So this one apparently has a small load, so we're gonna swap that out. So when you have a new piece of equipment going down the road, you cannot have your SMV or slow moving vehicle emblem showing. The reason for that is this is a legal thing that all tractors and slow moving stuff needs to have. So that way they can, they're reflective and they can show other people that, like, hey, I don't go very fast. Well, when you're actually hauling these things, you can't have those on. So they actually flip them around. Well, I am gonna work on flipping this one back. There we go. It's as simple as that. You guys have seen these before, the reflective triangles. Like I said, this is a legal thing for all equipment in the States you need to have. So I'm just doing the smallest stuff while they're getting the tractor ready to go. Great. Here we go. Now we are legal. Let's see what the guys are up to. Should be about ready to hook this thing up. Okay, so we're just about ready to hook it up. So to get it switched over to lime, there's a couple things we got to do. We got to put this lime divider on. We got to take all the fertilizer parts off. We got to put different fins on the spinners themselves, and we got to pull the fertilizer grates out. You'll see what I mean here in a second. Okay, so I'm going to switch this thing over to lime. To do that, I have to change out the fertilizer cubby, or the fertilizer divider, whatever you want to call it, and the fertilizer knife. I'm not calling these things by the right term, but I'm doing it as is. It's actually pretty easy to switch this over. I should say, I'll start with this. There's 4 things you got to do. You got to change the fertilizer fins to the lime fins. You got to change your fertilizer knife and your fertilizer dropper thingy to the lime dropper thingy. And then you got to pull the fertilizer grates out, which are in there. So shouldn't take too long. Well, first time ever doing it. So I know first step, you got to take this kind of adjustment bearing out. Then I can pull this out, then this, then the fins, then that. You'll see. That was pretty nifty. Just unthreaded that out. Got a little slot. All you gotta do is just take these bolts out and then whoop, out she goes. Now I got to remove this fertilizer knife. I gotta pull this safety bracket out of the way. To do that, it's 2 bolts and then 2 pins, and it goes up. And there's the tractor getting ready to get hooked on. I don't even need to unhook it, do it all the way, because it looks like this is a slot, so I'm gonna leave it kind of halfway threaded in. Got pin right here. Oh wow, that's handy. Nice and easy. Oh, that's really handy. All right, let's go get this thing hooked up. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take the loader tractor, stick it up by Nathan. We're gonna load the grates up. So these are fertilizer grates, so that way clumps of fertilizer doesn't fall through and plug up your gate. But you obviously do not want them for lime, so we're pulling them out. Just got to loosen these 2 bolts for every one and yank it right out, and we'll throw it on the loader. Just like that, we're ready for lime in here at least. So the last 2 things we got to get done are the lime spinner paddle thingies. So these stainless steel looking ones. And then the lime divider, and then we're good. Now I got the last of these brackets, the paddles to pull off. They're stainless steel, sitting in the shop. You can start threading them in. Cool. Let's go ahead and I think we got everything set up. Let's go ahead and give her a shot. Need a little jump, but she got her going. Oh man, so we're ready for this thing's maiden voyage. We got everything hooked up except for the switch box, which I don't think I need it right now. We'll hook that up a little later. Yeah, we'll kind of leave it at that for now. So let's give her a shot. Kill. And don't mind the missing mirror there. We'll get her fixed at some point. So we'll give this thing a shot. Well, we gave her a test. I think she'll work. Now I'm just doing some kind of mop up. Gotta clean up some harnesses, and then yeah, we'll see. So as you guys should have guessed, this is the Salford BBI Magnaspread Plus. So this is going to be demoed to us thanks to Salford and thanks to you guys. So we're going to be basically trying it out. We're going to be spreading both lime and fertilizer, which is a need. As I mentioned earlier in the video, that's a very needed thing on our fields. But we usually don't do this. We usually hire this job out. So it's going to be really interesting us doing it ourselves to see if it financially is worth it. But as you can kind of see, as we did earlier today, we converted this thing over to lime. It really wasn't that bad. It took about, I don't know, a little less than an hour to do it all, to pull out the grates, switch these fins around, put the different divider on. I think that was mainly it that we needed to do. So not too bad. So it'll be really interesting to see. We're gonna have some folks come out in a week and a half to come show us how to use it. It is late February, but so we got a little bit of time, but not a lot of time. So we'll see how this thing goes. Really can't wait for it. Really can't wait to try it out. It's gonna be fun. Time to put this thing away for the day. Oh, plan for this week, it looks real nice. We're gonna start servicing equipment. We still got probably 10,000 bushel to haul, something like that. Like this thing needs oil filter, fuel filter, etc. Salford BBI Magnaspread is ready to roll. So that's good at least. So I think we're gonna get this tractor serviced, get the other 340 serviced, get the thing that's on the new vertical till serviced. We'll go into that in a separate video. Now I'm gonna put this thing away for the night. We're gonna head home. Good enough. Let's get out of here. Man, this thing is nice. Can't wait. Whew. Well, that was a fun day, guys. Got the spreader all hooked up and set up. There's a couple questions I got, but honestly, for knowing nothing about this spreader, I was probably surprised at how easy it was to hook up. The guys at BBI and Salford did a nice job. So can't wait to get it going. Hopefully in a week and a half, we'll be in the field spreading some lime and then some fertilizer. It'll be fun. So thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Take care, take it easy, stay safe, and as always, ta-ta for now. Someone's burning a ditch. I saw this fire from a ways away. Just burning a ditch. Day before a red flag warning. Honestly, that's something I would like to do. Burn my ditch.